Okay, Victor, who be Buhari?
Uh, uh, Buhari is a Nigerian. He's a Nigerian. Yeah, I think he was born, according to the record, on 17th December 1942 to in Daura. He lost his father at a very young age, I think around 8 years old, when he lost his father. He actually grew up in an extended family system. So he joined the Nigerian army in 1962. Joined the Nigerian army in 1962, commissioned second lieutenant in 1963, and made platoon commander of the infantry brigade at Abeokuta. So from there, he proceeded to Kaduna for infantry training. Then he came back. He went to infantry training in Kaduna. He went to mechanical and transport course for officers in England. So he went to senior officers course, that was England. He went to senior officers course in India. Then by 1980, he went to United States Military War College in the US. So those were the institutions he attended as a military officer or military officer. So during Murtala regime, Murtala Mohammed, he was governor of East, what do you call that state? East Northwest state. East Northwest state that was later divided into Bauchi, Gongola, and Borno. So then when that happened, he became governor of Borno state. So when Murtala was killed, Obasanjo became head of state. Obasanjo now appointed him as a federal commissioner of petroleum and natural resources. Under his regime, NPC was created. When NPC was created, he became the chairman of NPC, holding that two portfolio. Buhari is a mix of good, bad, and ugly. The truth of the matter is, in his youth days, he actually contributed to the building of Nigeria, actually. So under his watch as the chairman of NPC, I think he was able to build this depot. He built 21 depots across Nigeria, I think including that of Benin. He built 21 depots across Nigeria. He built a network of pipelines. Network of pipelines under his the chairmanship of NPC. They were able to construct thousands of kilometers of pipeline for crude oil and crude oil. So those were laudable achievements. Then refinery, and even under his watch, Kaduna refinery was under construction. So that will happen during that time. Then by 1978, he was redeployed as an army secretary to the army in army headquarters. Before, actually, when the Obasanjo handed over, he was left behind the army. That was when he went to US Army College in the US.
Don't jump on the bed.
In 1983, significant thing happened in 1983. Yeah, 83. 83, the Chadian army invaded Nigeria. So Buhari led the troop that repaired the Chadian army and entered into Chadian territory. Many people died, and it took many war prisoners and brought them to Nigeria. So that operation Buhari did then really made Chad enough to try attempt coming into Nigeria territory. So those are the good days of Buhari. And
Okay, let me pause you there.
okay.
Okay.
Yes,
We now lost our president, a former president.
yes.
What would be your thoughts about the life and times of the man?
Well, you cannot take Nigeria out of Buhari, and you cannot take Buhari out of Nigeria. Discuss Nigeria to the meaning of Buhari. Are you getting it? But the truth of the matter is, Buhari has done his time. We pray make Allah accept his soul, because I know he's a Muslim. To me, initially, the guy is a good man, but under the military, the things he could do, he could not do it under democratic process. He sounds so excited, but in any ramification you look at it, Buhari has done his part. It's left for the people to share the sad moment. And one of those sad moments when I listened to my brother when he talked just now. Very true, Buhari and I built an NPC, and he built the refineries, and he built all those depots. But what happened to our health sector? It's a very painful part. Say, former president. Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's very painful. Say, former president, they die for health activities outside the country. It's not like to say go abroad, not for die or something. But say now for abroad, for medical treatment, I think the people in government today, they need to rethink that aspect. Because if we have a system where, as at now, we cannot guarantee good health practice in our country, where we say most of the health practitioners outside Nigeria and Nigerians. So I think government today should look into that part again. Because I think as human beings, we will say they give the person a second chance. I think if Buhari is given a second chance, I think if use all in strength, as they do NPC and co that time, they build a very good hospital for us.
Okay. Equal.
Yes.
Buhari.
Buhari, everybody get their perception about Buhari. Yes, my condolences to his family. But if you ask me, from my own faith as a Christian, they say the end of a thing is more important than the beginning. Buhari is a privileged Nigerian in the sense that he had opportunities where some of us young people don't get now. He entered the army at the age of 19. And you can see within short space of time, he don't go abroad for special courses. And he was being promoted as at when due. He grew very fast. And if you look at their foundation as military personnel, they are also part of the problems that we have in Nigeria today. We must call a spade a spade. Buhari and the likes of Buhari in his position, the generals that be then and the ones who are still alive, they contributed to the problem we try to deal with today. However, at some point, one of the things people they associate with the late president, Muhammadu Buhari, now somebody where he fights corruption and he gets integrity. But in the Nigerian sense, when you talk about integrity, he still gets as he dey be. He can be integrity, say the military man at some point, and he use military minds, say they decisive and discipline people. But when he became a civilian president, for the fact that he can accommodate certain people in his government and certain things happen, people died, and certain corruption take place that were well known. So many strange, funny things over the year, animals, they enter certain place, they eat money. And so when you look at those situations, I think at the latter part, he didn't do too well. He didn't do well at all. And whatever is going on in Tinubu administration, there was a time we, as Nigerians, felt the heat in Buhari's administration. Things started really falling apart during the last time you know, as a president. And there's something my brother said, the person that just spoke from UK. It is a shame that in this country, most of them, they travel abroad, they go die there. Meanwhile, they position where they can as well impact the medical sector for this country, and they didn't really do the needful. Let's be honest with that. It's a shame. It go hard for you to see an American president can't die for Nigeria or any other country. It's not done. So that now one thing we need to look at, say why this kind of thing they happen. Because even in dates, those in power, where they go
Just to add to that, now two Nigeria leaders, the UK as Supreme Speaker.
Yes.
Nahi and Absalam go there. Just to add to what they talk.
Yes, and even outside that, governors, senators, any small health issues they get, they don't leave the shores of Nigeria, go outside, go for treatment. So it's a national disgrace that we have that kind of situation. But however, Buhari is a man. Every man gets their ups, their downs, their good, their bad. So when we talk the good, we go still talk where he not do right. But now the responsibility is for those of them who still there alive, the likes of Babangida, Obasanjo, and Danjuma, and some others. Make them still use this one and reflect on how they will impact this country more positively, because they all have very limited time on it.
Okay. Buhari gets a lot of followership in the north. Can you comment on that? Because for election time, you know, before he become president, he had this not even say Baba, 8 million, 12 million, 12 million votes before what to be named President Tinubu, because if person on your own feed get 12 million votes, it good make we harness the person. So it blessing the man get a lot of followership for that.
Yes, that was what I was actually. My beginning, I say the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
I actually have talking about the good of it. The bad of it and the ugly of it is that. No, I'm coming to talk about the followership.
Okay.
Where the followership came from. See, when Buhari was federal commissioner, $2.8 billion was missing in NNPC. $2.8 billion was missing under his watch. Nobody, today we speak, Nigeria cannot locate the money, cannot find the money. Under Buhari watch. That is one. Then two, when he now became head of state, as a military head of state, one thing was good with him, he brought war against indiscipline. Tried to maintain order, saying politicians were corrupt. But he did things that were terrible. Decree 4 sent journalists to prison. Decree 4, 2 Vanguard journalists were sent to prison with Decree 4. Then Decree 20 was used to execute 3 persons that committed offense before the decree came. There was not even under his government they committed offense, and there was no law against the offense. Say the traffic on drug. But when he came, he validated the decree and executed them. That was terrible. That was Buhari for you. So that was ugly side of Buhari. Now, how did Buhari build followership? When Abacha became head of state in Nigeria, Petroleum Trust Fund, Special Trust Fund PTF, was created. Buhari was made chairman. That was where his tribalistic tendency were very obvious. So PTF didn't do well much in the south. Then go to north. Buhari did a lot of work in the north. You go to the hospital, you don't pay for drugs. You don't pay for anything. PTF pay. That was where he built his followership. PTF as a chairman. In the north, you don't pay for anything. You go to any hospital. Even as at the time I was staying in Maiduguri, they were still using, if you go to, when they were not paying money then, they were not paying little money. You will be surprised. A hernia operation will be done for 5,000, 6,000. My first child, second child, and third child were born in Maiduguri. Hospital, Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, registered my wife with 5,000 naira, deliver on it without paying anything, go to UBTH. Those are things Buhari did for them, and they love him for it. If he pass any road that is bad, they are carrying for the call Buhari. So road are bad. We are not enjoying it. He said it will be fixed, and they will go there and fix it. It's PTF, Petroleum Special Trust Fund, as a chairman. So when he did that, did not see him as a person they can trust that will work for them. And that was how he built his followership from the north. And when we say it's Babana, but as a Nigeria, a typical Nigeria, he don't know when the ovation is loudest. No, Nigeria know how to start. They don't know how to end. They don't know when to stop, say, my time has passed. And that is why when he came in 2015, it was a disaster. Because he has passed his prime.
But a lot of times they said he wanted to do something, but because say in our military.
No, I disagree with that. It's no issue of military.
That there was the Supreme Court there stopped executive order for him not to be able to do some things.
What did the Supreme Court stop him from doing? See, let me say this. You see, a man who spent over almost 4 months in a hospital bed, what is he going to do? Don't forget, he was the president. He was also the petroleum minister. President as the commander-in-chief, which is a very critical office, and one of the most critical ministry that run Nigeria as a country. He kept it to himself. And he was in the hospital bed for 4 to 5 months. What do you think happened? And don't forget, when Buhari was inaugurated, for 6 months, he did it for cabinet. So the community effect of these lapses created it. He led Nigeria into recession for the first time in the history of Nigeria. Because of this community effect. He's weak. And people were acting. Don't forget recently, when Central Bank of Law is under investigation, some of the millions of dollars that were collected was a forged signature of the Buhari. It's on the public space. Forged signature of Buhari. So the man at that time was weak. So in a serious country, I normally say Nigeria is not a serious country. In a serious country, person like this, look at what happened in a US election when this guy wanted to contest.
Biden.
No. The stage you are in, and when you are already forgetting things, you say something now, you forget what you have said, and you say a different thing. You can't be president. They say, step down. These are what we call patriotism. Patriotism should be bigger than politics. Whether it's your party or not, it does not count when you know it will affect the whole nation. Because the interest of the nation should be bigger than the interest of a party or an individual. But in Nigeria, the way we play politics, even though you are destroying it, as far as you are our party, no problem, it's okay, it's good. In our man, our party, no problem. These are the problem. Jacob Zuma was not removed from office by opposition, was removed from office by his own party when corruption were attacked to his office. No, step down. We don't want to again. So this is where we see a serious country that prioritizes patriotism. So for Buhari, they say he's a strong man, but a very, very weak leader. He was a strong man, but a very, very weak leader. And you see, in all of this, there was problem in Nigeria. There was hardship. There was economic meltdown, but the North felt it more than the South. So they now realize a strong man does not make a strong president. It takes brain. It takes pragmatism. So you're able to plan. At this stage, Nigeria is a complex state. It needs a person who is alert, not an old man that will be pushed here and there to be president. That was what happened when they brought him into the office. And they were doing all these things, hoping and believing he's going to deliver. But I want it disappoint everybody. It was a great disaster. Now, let me say this. In 1970, the king of Saudi Arabia fell sick. He boarded a plane. Do you know where he flew to? He flew to Nigeria for treatment. 1970. King of Saudi Arabia flew to Nigeria to be treated in UCH Ibadan. But today, Nigeria is flying abroad to be treated. That is a shame, because no other president will die in a different country. We should be looking at what lesson should we learn from this. Like our brother was trying to say something about putting the health sector to really organize the health sector. At least I can tell you something. I have some friends that are medical doctors. During Obasanjo time, it was still very good. There are people, medical doctors were in holiday in UK. They will come to Nigeria to practice during their holiday time and go back. That one, not all Nigeria are living now. Not to talk of person come. Why is it go again go to go? So they destroy the health sector. They destroy everything. And these are people who benefited from government. As he said, at age 19, he joined the army. All the training he got were paid by Nigeria. But when he got to his position to make things better for other Nigeria, what did he do? He crashed everything. And those in government today, that is how they enjoy the benefit of scholarship, Nigeria training and everything. But they put them in power. It's like person you give the ladder to climb up. When he got up, he threw away the ladder and nobody else to climb. That is the tragedy of what we are seeing in Nigeria today. And they are not learning from this. Say, where do we get to where we are now? Who caused us? Who did this to us? None of them is talking about that. They are only looking for money to steal and steal and steal. When you die, you leave everything behind. And most times, all those money are carried abroad and they are never going to be returned to Nigeria. Other countries will make use of it. Other economy are booming with it. But we have dried the whole thing. The whole economy of Nigeria be strict because of what we are, the looting that is taking place. When Buhari became president of Nigeria, civilian president, they were talking about whistleblower. And he made a comment on the day of inauguration. I thought he's going to do something. I'm not for everybody, I'm for nobody. I think that was a very powerful statement. That means I'm going to do what is right. But lo and behold, everything, Nigeria has never been so divided under Buhari because it was so tribalistic and so nepotic.
All right, if you just watch the program UDUOTA with the original from independent television, we look at the lives and times of our late President Muhammadu Buhari. He just passed on yesterday in the hospital in London, and the federal government don't declare public holiday for tomorrow when they want to bury him. And then because of that one, they will go, the President Ahmed Bola Tinubu won't give him state burial because they want to ensure the federal government they actively involved to respect the departed president. Okay, let's take a breather. We'll take a breather. When we come back, we'll still continue with this discussion. Don't forget, say, he mentioned NPC just now. We'll take check NPC because right now, all the money we say they spend for general maintenance, saying the thing, you know, work. Few days ago, I think Danko to come out and say Nigerian refineries may never work. We'll take a breather when we come back. So we don't come back. The program UDUOTA with the original from independent television. We talk to our brother Ogi all the way from London, and also Victor and Benson. Okay.
Yes, I'm okay,
Which any good thing day when we say you feel remember Buhari for?
Well, honestly speaking, we will remember Buhari for many things. But you know, because of the situation of the country, they had our people to agree to so many things. Buhari was persistent in looking for power, like Atiku, they look for power, so. But Buhari gets a very reliable followership for all the elections when he contests. And that followership, not be as a result of his last display when he did office. Now, as a result of what people see during the military days and what he stands for as a military officer. But democratically, some of those things he could not bring them to play. Like the last speaker talk, some of those things age affect Baba outside the democratic process. Age affects him because when the ovation was loud, he himself said that ovation was forever. The ovation is not really forever. Then again, you cannot, whether NFPC mismanagement or dysfunctional level, you cannot blame it on Buhari today, you know. if you see NNPC, you'll be like, we're a group of friends. The corporation is we're a group of friends. If this one chop, you go say, yeah, come on there, make this one stick on chop. That statement of the MD is a very shameful story to come out for an establishment, for you to tell Nigerians, the establishment be like a motorway, they put new engine put. So are you now saying it's impossible for a refinery to function in Nigeria? Are you getting my point now?
Yes.
So what is he trying to say? If you come out to tell us that government cannot manage a business, let government handle this business, it's more wiser to say, then why did you people allow government to be collecting money for the last 20-something years? Overall maintenance, right from Obasanjo, overall maintenance. We come to Yaradua, this small time, overall maintenance, Jonathan, overall maintenance. So from overall, they come to turn around maintenance. And now you just wake up one day, you say turn around, it's not possible, the best thing is not to sell. The same thing they do to power in 99. After $15 billion was collected, all of a sudden the person called the cry for us now for television saying he regrets that action. You regret the action. How do you explain that money to the Nigerians? That in the same geopolitical zone, no electricity power is stable. And you are crying now, they tell us, say, may they give you a second chance to come and do what? You know, sometimes we look at some of these people, like they all class the whole country, because sometimes, now, not blame all this our politicians there too. The society itself is a major problem. Because the way we take the action our demand, when it comes to time for politics and election, are different thing we they see for the table. You know, so I think society themselves need to sit down and really discuss the way forward for Nigeria. Not be only politicians, but they not be group of people who say, okay, now this party now. Meanwhile, we know saying that their interests they fight for. Buhari tried as a person. You don't do a party, don't go. There's nothing you can do about it today. You cannot revise the hand of time. But the ones when you do as a military general, we can also write it off. Say all those things not being done. Even during the Abacha administration, ETF, we come on to ETF for university today. Buhari started it. You know? So there are certain things the man do. The Educational Petroleum Trust Fund. Now you bring and come. You know, you cannot just wake up today and say Buhari was not a good man. Yeah, he had his part. He also had the part where people expected a lot from him, but we did not really see what we were expecting. But again, if you look at Buhari's government, you now remember people like the former central bank governor, who will begin redesign Naira because you take advantage of the weakness of the president. You begin redesign Naira, stealing money up and down. So CBN governor saying one become president too, under a government where you were serving. So if you look at the whole system, sometimes, my brother, it's very painful and shameful to discuss the issue because we don't really know whether there's really a direction.
Okay, all right.
That's my own take.
Benson, just 1 minute. Is there anything you remember Buhari for? Good.
What I would like to make Nigerians realize, during Buhari time as a military head of state, when we say war against illicit, fight corruption and all that, Diagbon do most of the job. Diagbon was a very prominent figure for that government, and Diagbon was more of a symbol of integrity and no nonsense kind of nature. Because I noticed one thing for Nigeria, when it comes to good credits, sometimes people at the top, they steal them from the major players. Everybody knows say Diagbon will be the man where he really bring about integrity for that in government. And obviously, the Diagbon is not here today. And they not reference him the way they reference Buhari later. Buhari's time in government, there is never a time when they not talk about certain areas of funds they miss. Even when he was a chairman of NAPC. Even when he did PTF for Abacha time, they still get some issues around funds. Then when he come as NAPC minister, waiting I will call him for this last administration, there are a lot of issues. So whether you say Buhari good or, you will look at the impact of waiting in life in totality don't do for us as a people. And if you weigh that aspect of him, he didn't do well.
Okay. He didn't do well.
He didn't do well.